First of all, once again, I would like to thank AGHS and VoicePK.net for organizing this event. And as Ahmad Rashid Saab said, that one thing which we lack in the issues related to Afghan immigrants is a lobby which talks about the Afghan immigrants. And this is very unfortunate that even if we take the Muslim Brotherhood as a parameter, or we take humanity as a parameter to talk about human rights issues, we have failed as a state, as different ethnicities living in this country, as a politicians, because we have witnessed that most of our politicians, or even the general public, is more concerned about Gaza, which is also a problem, and everybody should speak about it. And human rights violation is, it's a universal issue. Wherever it is violated, we should speak about it. But the level and the kind of silence which we have seen in the case of Afghan immigrants, it is, I would say, it is criminal. I think most of the points were expressed by Khatak Saab. Something which I would like to, this current crisis is, it was a kind of red line or no-go area defined by the state of Pakistan. And even on a very small scale, if someone has organized an event, there was an attempt to stop. We had a conference which was, I think, organized by HRCP in the same hall, and I was told that what happened followed by that event. And we have seen an event organized in Black Hole where Khatak Saab and some other guests were invited. That was also stopped. We have Hayat Provani here. He runs a research center, Mafkura, in Peshawar, and he called because there was lack of an effort to unite the people also, who are like-minded and who otherwise talk about the human rights issues, especially Afghan immigrants issues. And he took this initiative and invited different political parties in Peshawar Press Club. That was also stopped. And the deadline, which we just saw a clip of that by the interim interior minister, that was extended many times before that also. But the time selection for this current crackdown is, it was a caretaker government and who do not have any say in their decisions, and who are not answerable to the general public also. They don't care about the human rights, and they don't care about the public opinion. It's because all what they do is to enjoy some perks and privileges for a couple of months. The recommendations of the parliament, they were also ignored many times, because I was chairing the Foreign Affairs Committee, and we recommended to sign the Refugee Convention. And I was also part of the Human Rights Committee, and we recommended a number of points for the federal government. One of which was to suspend the Foreigners Act for some time, and also to extend the deadline. And one of them was also to submit, work on the give some legal protection to all the refugees, because when there is a vacuum and when there is ambiguity, so then the SHO, the Hawaldar, they interpret and they use the law according to their own interpretation, and that's what we have seen in the recent crackdowns in Islamabad and Karachi and everywhere. Nobody was spared. All those with PR cards, all those with Afghan citizenship cards, nobody was spared because the law was, not very much clear about it. So after that recommendation and a thorough debate in Human Rights Committee of the National Assembly, I submitted a bill in the National Assembly, and it was the first refugee bill which was tabled in the National Assembly of Pakistan. And I think keeping in view the level of crisis of refugees in Pakistan, it should have been done earlier. But, I submitted a bill, and then I started to lobbying for that and started interacting with the different political parties. But the kind of response I was getting from different political parties, after that I decided with my other colleagues and friends and party members, we decided to not push it more because we were worried that it's going to be defeated in the National Assembly. And unless a proper consensus is been made, and unless we get enough support to pass this bill, I think pushing it will even create more crisis. Because now there is a hope that this bill might be passed in the future. But at that time, the environment, and that is just because, from the powerful sectors in the country, from the military and the security agencies, the approach and the signals which the political parties have received, it is just because of that they have kept themselves away from the topic of Afghan refugees. So I think once again it's a responsibility for all the political parties, and we should keep educating for the crisis of Afghan refugees. We have seen some worst kind of human rights violation in the case of Afghan refugees from police and all the other security agencies. And if we talk about their impact, and because they have been connected with most of the people who are against giving any kind of relief to the Afghan refugees, they are trying to connect it with the line order situation. Well, if we talk about the line order situation, it was said time and again, and we have been saying that it has been our opinion for a very long time that the groups operating within Pakistan, whether it is TTP or XYZ, they have been in alliance with the Amarat Islami and Haqqani network and XYZ. But still, Pakistan as a state supported whatever happened in Afghanistan. They supported the Taliban's invasion, then the took over of Afghanistan by Taliban, and we celebrated that takeover as a state. Our Prime Minister celebrated it, and the rest of the media, the way they were going to Afghanistan to celebrate this thing. And at that time also we were saying that it will bring the impact to Pakistan also, and the law and order situation will get worse. But that nobody listened to us. And secondly, followed by, as Khatak Sahib said, that it is the continuation and the start of a new great game. And in the continuation of that, what happened in Afghanistan, without taking the parliament into confidence, without taking the political parties into confidence, they engaged in talks with the Taliban, and under the umbrella of that talks, TTP they were given space, and the other militant groups, they were given space, and they spread across the Pakhtunkhwa and other areas of the country. And after that, we have seen 100%, more than 100% rise, which we were told in the last National Security meeting, that after the fall of Kabul, we have seen 100% rise in the terrorist activities. So there is no connection between the immigrants and the militants, because immigrants who coming after the 15 August, they are themselves the victims of the militancy. They are themselves the victims of Taliban regime. So it is just to throwing the burden and shifting